Right, I'm with Sarahviolin, and tell us, Sarah, you did this wonderful idea of recording during lockdown and going out live on streaming on Facebook. And how many did you do?
In the end, did 80.
80.
Yeah, so 70 consecutive performances every day, and ending up with 10 from 70 to 80 were once a week. Once the lockdown was easing and people were starting to move around, it felt right not to do it every day.
Yeah, okay. So what actually prompted you to do it?
I'll tell you what it was. There we were, all locked down on March the 22nd, Monday night, I seem to remember, if I'm correct, the right date. And about a week later, I thought, how are musicians going to survive? We can't perform, we can't communicate. Everything that we do that makes us who we are was cancelled. And I saw a great friend of mine who's a sax player in Geneva in Switzerland on his balcony streaming live at 6 o'clock. And it looked fantastic. And I thought, I can do that. And 2 days later, I had a look into how social media works and how the Facebook streaming live setup works. And I realised I could do it from my iPhone, from my home. I could include my family and my duo partner, Lisa, when the time was right. And off we went. And we started off with track 1. I actually thought maybe it would be 20 nights.
Yeah.
I had no idea we'd be locked down for so long. And what it did was it created a community. It created a great feeling of hope. My neighbours got involved across the garden fence. My children were involved within the family home. Friends and family started to communicate via the social media, and it just started to explode. It was really exciting. And because it's live and it reposts itself at the end, the performances are there forever. And each day at 6:30, I invited anybody who was live to have a glass of rosé at 6:30 to set up your evening. Nobody could go out and socialise. Nobody could socialise. So this was their way of having some live music each day at 6:30. One track, just one track, with a glass of wine. And each day it was different. And that's how it began.
So hence the name, the Sundownder Sessions.
The Sundownder Sessions. Because it was the beginning of our evening, no matter where you were. So I had family and friends, and then obviously that went beyond family and friends and contacts to an audience that grew and built in its own right on social media in Australia, in America, in New Zealand. So people were live messaging saying, I'm drinking our coffee in the morning in New Zealand while we were drinking our rosé in England at 6:30. It was really special, special, yeah.
Wow. So did you think a lot about what you were going to play? Must have been a lot of work during the day ahead of it. Each one, if you're doing one every night, then you must have had a lot of work to say, right, what we're going to do tonight, and how do I do it? And I mean, 80 is a lot of tracks.
It's a lot of tracks. So I have an enormous amount of music from a lot of the DJs that I work with and the bands I've worked with over time, and artists as well. I've been really lucky I have a great collection of music, but obviously I exhausted my favourite tracks, I'd say, in about 25 days. And at 25 days I thought, okay, so it's time to get some new repertoire on board. And that was the challenge, and that was the great thing, to go with the times. And also it was reacting to the live news of the time. The whole process became a live diary of time via music. And that's what makes it so special. So as the rules of lockdown changed, I could invite my duo partner Lisa to come when we could be 2 metres apart. Then, of course, we could be in a family bubble, and I could perform with my father, who's a great musician, in the family home in Hampshire. And as things changed, we adapted. And you could never recreate that because it was a live, changing situation every day.
And also you reacted to what was in the news, didn't you? Because
We did, yeah.
Like the passing of Violin.
The passing of Violin. So as Violin passed away, we were given that detail on the news at 10:30 that morning. Lisa and I did a wonderful tribute to her that night. And, I think music is so powerful, and the reaction is so strong from people. And we already had a great following, an enormously good following by that point. So people just became part of this. It became a community.
Sure.
Which is really special.
And obviously that's how we started talking. And we are here now, having just done some more filming and done some recording, and actually we're going to put this out as an album.
We are.
It's going to go on global release. We're going to put singles out and an album, and that will be coming out in a few weeks' time. So watch this space, everybody, because it's really exciting. We've got singles, we've got an album, we've got great video footage, and we can tell the story in video, in picture, and in music, and it's going to be absolutely unique. So it's going to be brilliant.
It is, and I think what makes this even more special is when you look at an album, normally the genre is one kind of genre of music. What makes this incredibly unusual, because of the backstory that has created it, is that, you know, each day was a different track. So we went from jazz to deep house to chill out, to remixes, to pop, to classical crossover, to blues. So this album really reflects what that actually is. And actually choosing those 12 tracks was really tough, wasn't it?
It was.
You know, out of 80 tracks, we've chosen 12. Actually, there's a lot more tracks we can choose. So it reflects that entirety, really, of that time.
Yeah, fabulous. Yeah. So, good. Well done. All I can say is it's a fabulous job, and it's been an absolute pleasure so far. So come on, let's get it out there.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sarah.